Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting stage show you've ever witnessed.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Brofessionals, the rotating show where we provide unlimited entertainment for you for free. And tonight it falls on my shoulders to entertain.
What broad shoulders they are, my friend.
Thank you, laddie. Thank you.
That's right.
And we are going to the dark side tonight. The bros are going to be talking about this. The comic book business is founded on some very dark things. You know, it was sponsored by organized crime. There's a monopoly from the beginning with the distribution methods, and there's been some hardship for creators, and some of them have had some tough lives, and some of them had some very unexpected and interesting deaths. So we're going to talk about some of those tonight. So welcome to the dark side. And speaking of dark, the darkest person I know is Andy Smith. That personality of his, he's so dark.
So dark, so dastardly.
Terrifying. And Aaron's still alive?
Aaron needs an editor, is what. And speaking of dark, what do you guys think of my EC inspired Jaws shirt?
I thought that was awesome. I saw that when we were backstage.
It's not this.
Oh, yeah.
Really knows.
Oh, well.
I'm cyber frogging it, but it does look like we all have Compass Comic shirts on if we crouch down.
Right.
It does. That's right. Yeah, we got a little red.
Okay, so here's something that bothers me. Are we all going to go all caps, or are we going to do uppercase, lowercase? Because we always go lowercase, upper and lowercase, but Aaron's always going upper. He's going all full caps.
Aaron's shouting his name. That's what uppercase means. It's shouting
from the rooftops.
Right. Aaron! Still alive.
No, think about it. Look at Madonna or Cher. They're always in all capitals. I'm going by one name, Aaron. There it is.
There. All caps and exclamation points.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah, exactly.
The people's champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I like to think so. I'm here for the
people.
I'm hoping for a old age death for you, Aaron. 90, 95.
Look at it. Oh, 90. I was going to say, he's already got old age.
But looking at you, it doesn't look like that's going to pan out.
No, it really doesn't. Now, my color's not great, but it's a lot worse because I don't have I need warm lighting to kind of get me sort of,
We also live in zombie look. You live in Oregon where there's never any sun either. So
Aaron, we talked at San Diego, we go to the same fitness workout place, just obviously in our different cities. Do you not have the plan that includes the tanning?
Dude, I've had a couple of skin cancer spots removed already. They're like, don't go in the sun. Don't go in the sun. So I'm like, all right.
What gym do you guys belong to that has tanning?
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. It's a soy workout establishment, but hey, it's cheap. So
that's right. Good and cheap.
Well, I can, now that since we're all being honest, I have to make a confession.
Yep.
Go ahead. You skip leg
Okay.
day? Oh, okay.
Looks
Then
like it every time I see him.
I can't bench 135 pounds.
We all know what he's talking about too.
I
Don't we?
tried and I tried today. I
Monstroni.
tried.
All right.
Why
let's,
would you?
no, wait a minute,
Why
hang
would
on now.
you sit? Why would you attempt something that you don't know that you can do?
Well,
In
they say
public.
you have to, if you could bench press your weight, you're a real man. And me being about 134, between 136, depending on, how much beers I have,
Yeah.
I went for it. And
Hang on a
everybody was
second.
doing it.
Now let me
And I
since you
beat my
brought this
8th
up.
graders.
We're all guys that work out, except for maybe the exception of Billy. But Billy's the guy in this group that can actually kill somebody. But So,
Rifle.
Graham, give me your all-time best bench press. What was the
320.
heaviest you ever benched?
320.
Nice.
Andy.
All time. That
All
goes
time.
back to the cross-gen days. I think it was like 285.
See, I got 295. I could never get to 300, which just pisses me off to this day. 295 was it.
No Spartan Club for you.
I know. But see, I got those longer arms too, Graham. You have shorter arms, so you don't have to
That should help you.
push it. What about you, Billy? 130? Is that your
Yeah, 130, but that's now, But I've definitely done. I never tried to do a full, but I've done 250,
Mhm.
4.
Okay,
back
there
in
you
the
go.
day.
That's
Yeah.
respectable.
Yeah, definitely.
For a 6
When I
foot
did-
man,
when I
for
did
6
three-
foot, 6 feet tall, 135. I think it was not bad.
When I did 320, I was 170. So it was like a 1.83 or 1.85
That's
strength to weight
impressive.
ratio. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm not sure if it's elite level, but it's up there.
I was 190 when I benched 295.
Can we start asking other comic book artists when we see them like, hey, how much you bench?
Well, that's
Or would you
that's what Steranko does.
Does he?
Yeah, he'll see a guy come up to him and
did,
and he'll look and the dude will be fit and he'll be on the other side and he'll be shaking his hand and goes, "What do you bench?"
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he did that to me.
As he's looking up at him,
Yeah.
what do you bench?
What do you bench? Fucking cracks me up, man.
God love him.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys all saw that documentary that came up on YouTube last week from 1979, that DC Marvel sort of 20-minute documentary.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, there's a segment in there where Steranko's in there. He's got that quaff going and he's talking about, whatever. But it's like, look at Jim go, man.
He set up the whole. He's like, okay, put the camera here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my blinds. Like he did the whole thing.
I like Jim. Jim's that guy's
he's great.
that guy can spin some yarns, as they say.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For anyone, here's the thing out there. For you guys who are walking, Randy Howell, Marcus, Paul Taylor, or any of you guys are walking around at a Comic-Con, and if you're say you're just staying at a hotel, right? Let's say you go to the hotel and you see Jim Steranko sitting down, holding court, just sit down and just listen to him, and he'll engage in you. And the greatest,
You'll be up late. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You'll be up late. I had to say goodnight to him once because we had gone out to dinner and we came back to the lobby and we're hanging out there. And it was, we had the show the next day. It was like 2 a.m. and he doesn't drink. And I can't make that claim. So, I had some wine and stuff with dinner. And so, by 2 a.m, I'm wiped out, from the show and everything like that. And he's still going. I go, I got to go, Jim. Good night.
I've done that. You get terrified to do it. You're afraid to do it. Like you get the nerve up 20 minutes or a half hour after you wanted to, right?
Isn't that,
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that what they used to say about the crooner, Frank Sinatra? Like his gang, they would tell him they had a chick up in their hotel room just so they could go get away from him and go to bed because he would just stay up all night. And they're like, gotta get out of here. I'm too tired.
Oh man,
I got a girl up in my room, Frank. He go, okay, go. And then they just go and crash.
Pull a shed up there.
he's like, what are you doing down here?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Collins aren't what they used to be, for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about some of these tragic and
Wait. Did nothing happen in comic
Oh,
history?
shit, nothing did because I didn't look.
Hey,
Damn it.
can I say something right now, though?
I know it was my idea, and I fucking forgot.
Hey, Graham, can I just say something on a serious note while you're looking that up?
Yeah.
And it's
This
strange.
is clearly
that-
not a serious note if he said
No, it's
that.
definitely on a
No,
serious
it
note.
is.
We
I
lost,
know
we lost the great Mort Todd this weekend.
Oh,
And he was only 62, I think, and just
63.
what a 63, just what an incredible talent, and just what a fun guy with a great sense of humor, and just prayers to his family and his friends, and it's a shame, gone too soon for sure. And it was a privilege having conversations with you, Mort. I got to tell you, so just wanted to put that out there.
nicely stated.
And that's not why we're doing the show. This was planned.
No.
Yeah, this was
Last
planned.
week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's see what happened. Come on. I hate when it gives me this crap. It doesn't tell you anything from the past.
As soon as you trust AI, it just lets you down.
Yeah.
Let's
How do
try
I gotta
it.
phrase it? What happened this week?
In comic book
Comic
history.
book history.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I got Zippo. What happened?
Maybe it's a dead week.
No, there was some good stuff, Graham, because it was last week. Remember, I said, "Oh,
I know. Let's see what happened this week.
There's while he's looking, you guys, there's a 50th anniversary Jaws theatrical re-release coming up here very shortly.
Yes, I know. My
I
wife.
think it might be this week or this weekend.
I saw the 45th 5 years ago. I'm good.
Every time it comes out in a theater, I have to go see it on the big screen.
You have to go see it, Aaron.
I have to.
You have to. I agree with you. I saw it in the theaters too. I was a kid.
I did not. And this is my revenge because my mom would not let me go see it. I was 11 years old. And every kid in the neighborhood went and saw Jaws. And they were telling me how great it was. And I didn't get to go see it. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's become my favorite movie all time is because
I was 6 and my mom took me to it with my brother.
That's awesome.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm going to go talk to my 94-year-old mother, who will be 94 in a few days.
Oh,
God
God bless
her.
God bless her.
Wait, she's going to be 94 in a few days?
Yeah.
Dude, for like 5 years, every time you bring her up, you call her your 94-year-old mother. Now she's finally going to be 94.
Well, because she's past the 93 and a half at that point, you might as well. I figured she's going to get there. And so I was just planning ahead.
That's sick. Sick.
It's true.
Okay. On this day in comic book history, we have the birth of Otto Binder.
Oh, really?
American comic book and science fiction writer. He wrote a lot of Superman stories, created characters like Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes, and he wrote Captain Marvel adventures for Fawcett Comics. And before he started writing comics, he used to write for the pulp magazines, and he's the author of I, Robot.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was an Asimov thing.
Me too.
Yeah, I saw a picture of the pulp today, and it said Otto Binder.
Well, I wonder if Asimov ripped off Otto Bender then.
No.
Well, Asimov wrote "Do Androids Dream" and "Electric Sheep," and that's
No, he didn't.
He didn't. Who did?
That was not Asimov. It was
That was
that was with Philip K. Dick.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Come on, Billy. Anybody with the last name of Dick, you should be all over that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You should hop on that answer.
I'm just going to take it all in.
Oh,
Lordy
boy.
Lord.
We're just too crazy. I can't wait for next week if we're getting this crazy now when we go.
Yes. Next
Big.
week, guys, just so you know, we are going to be experimenting with a late night time slot.
Mhm.
We're going to go at 10 o'clock and see what
Who
audiences
can stay awake the longest?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, now if we were really bold, we'd go at midnight Eastern time. That's when you get the crazies, right? But we'll these are gradual. We're older gentlemen, so
yeah, we can't stay up that late. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot, and this is all part of leading into our. We're gonna have a what's the word I'm looking for? A paywall.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, yeah. The subscription service for the show where it'll be much more inclusive, much more
Interactive.
interactive, and we will, take some of the filters out. What few filters we have, I'm just going to say.
Oh, I think we're really tame
filters.
for what we've been planning. I think we're
Yeah.
super tame. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just talk some shit.
Yeah, because what's funny is that we have a meeting every Tuesday before our show in the afternoon around noon. To discuss what's going to go on, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes they go longer than our shows. Like today, I had to cut it off because I had to take Pumpkin to a vet appointment.
It was a
And
good conversation this morning, though.
yeah, we were over an hour and a half going. And we can get a little saucy too. So those are the kind of things-
any one of our bros meetings is the greatest professionals no one's ever seen.
No one's ever seen.
So good. It's just like,
Yeah.
like Andy's like, we should do this all the time. Yes, let's do it. And by George, we are. By George.
That's right.
Well, let's get into this, guys. I got
Yeah,
dinner
let's
on
do
the
That's it? Just
Iron
one birthday, Graham? What? Just a guy, Phil K. Dick?
We're
was
lucky
born?
we got that, Billy.
That's right.
Didn't X-Men #1 come out or Fantastic Four? this
No,
week, or-
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's not coming up in this search.
No, I think that was earlier in the month, though. That's
Well,
probably why.
Something came out.
Yeah,
What do I know? I don't know anything about comics, so what the fuck do I know?
I
Exactly.
know. Yep. Stay in your lane, Billy.
I'm trying to.
yeah. Who's hosting this thing anyway, Billy?
Yeah. Geez, you get your turn.
I'm sorry, didn't you have last week?
He's
Yeah.
just
Look at how power mad this guy is.
I know he's crazy.
He's like a villain.
He is.
Randy Howell says on August 31st, not this week, but this month, Marvel Comics #1 is published.
See, there you go.
Oh, 1939. And for a while in the 80s, that was the collector's book, even more so than Action Comics #1.
Yeah.
And then it was
Yep.
the most expensive book you could get. And then it's like collectors figured out, wait a minute, Action Comics is the first superhero comic. That should be the most important. And then it kind of fell off. I mean, it's still worth a lot of money, but it doesn't touch Detective 27 or Action Comics #1 in value. But for a time there in the 80s, for about 2 to 3 years, it was the book to get.
That's very true. That is very, very true. There was something here that where is it? Here we go. This will dovetail into our conversation, get us rolling, because in Consequential Art it says "Rip Jack Cole." Well, we have somebody who wants to tell us about Jack Cole and his death. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Got to get my reading voice on.
What?
No, so like,
present something?
if you're a fan of Jack Cole, I highly recommend this book. It's fantastic. It's got to be crap. How old? This thing's got to be 24 years old. But it's a great book. It's got some nice reproductions of stories where they even did it on a different type of paper. So
I was almost middle-aged when that came out.
yeah. But so Jack Cole, of course, created Plastic Man, did lots of work for Hugh Hefner for Playboy. One of the things I forgot about when I was reading this is he actually, his dream was to have a syndicated strip, daily strip, which he actually achieved. So jumping ahead, he created a strip called Betsy and Me, which was vaguely autobiographical, fantasy, and daily installments. He says that the syndicate knew nothing about Cole's other careers, but found the feature fresh and exciting. The strip was launched in May, and this is 1958. So the strip was launched in May of 1958 and was appearing in nearly 50 newspapers by the end of the summer.
Wow.
The 43-year-old, so Jack was 43.
And he finally got his newspaper strip.
Yeah, well, it says the 43-year-old cartoonist's childhood ambition for a successful strip of his own was finally being realized. Then Cole snapped.
What?
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Before you go any farther, Graham, what is a good, successful number to have your strip in newspapers, especially back then? 50 seems like not very many, but maybe I'm mistaken.
It's not really good for today either.
No, it's not good for back then, because back then, one of the things this book said, remember, back then, comic books were like low man on the totem pole. You want to be a strip artist.
Yeah.
But, I mean, getting in 50 out of the gate on his first submission, it seems like that's not bad.
Was in over 1,000.
What's that?
The Peanuts was in like over 1,000, maybe even over 2,000 papers.
I think it was more than that. I think I remember reading one time Garfield at the height was in like 3,000.
Really?
I'm sure Peanuts was in.
Well, there isn't that many papers anymore. So
right.
Exactly. Oh, no, this was like
back in the day when there was.
Yeah, like every major city had like 4 or 5 New York had like 5 or 6 newspapers.
Right.
Yeah. So this, I want to read this passage. It's not that long, but it is kind of like intriguing. On Tuesday evening, August 12th, 1958, Cole went to a party at the Playboy offices. According to Hefner's private journal, Cole was seemingly in the best of spirits. Art Paul told me that Cole, who was habitually temperate, drank a bit more than usual at the gathering and seemed somewhat overexcited.
Aaron.
Cole told, in San Diego. Cole told him he had something he needed to say. The art editor found this exceptional, since they weren't that intimate with how they would converse with each other. Work-related issues tended to be taken up directly with Hefner, but someone interrupted and the conversation never took place. The next morning, Cole greeted a neighbor, a railroad conductor he'd known since moving to Cary, who noticed nothing out of the ordinary. At around 2 p.m., Cole told Dorothy, that was his wife, he was going out for the mail and the papers. He took their Chevy station wagon and at around 5 o'clock showed up at Dave Donner's sports shop in nearby Crystal Lake. He bought a .22 caliber single shot Marlin rifle. Between 5:15 and 5:30, he phoned the same neighbor he'd seen earlier, and after apologizing for the imposition, asked him to tell Dorothy he was going to end it all. Then he hung up at around 6 p.m. on a gravel road a few miles from his home. 3 boys found Cole slumped behind the wheel of his car, a bullet wound in his head, the rifle on his lap, and a note on a tablet next to him. He was still alive. At 6:10, at Henry's,
don't get a 22 next time.
It's a 22 rifle.
Yeah.
So you
got to hold the rifle, in the car, like did he put it in his mouth?
Yeah.
I guess.
Did he put it in his eye? You know, you shot your eye out, kid.
It might say. So at 6:10, at McHenry County Deputy Sheriff, who had been notified of the suicide threat, showed up. The deputy called an ambulance, but Cole died in the hospital at 6:45 without having regained consciousness. Cole's note read, "To whom it may concern, please notify my dear wife, Dorothy Cole," and then list the address in Illinois. But first, tell a neighbor so someone will be with her when she receives the news. Thank you, Jack Cole. Please forgive me, hun. Cole's body was carried back to Newcastle and he was buried there on August 16th. He did write a note to Hugh Hefner.
Oh, I have it right here on the screen.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do you want to read it? Or?
Sure. Dear Hef, when you read this, I shall be dead. Oh man, that's dark.
Yeah.
I cannot go on living with myself and hurting those dear to me. What I do has nothing to do with you. You have been the best guy I've ever worked for in all these years. I'm only sorry I leave owing you so much. But dear Dorothy will repay you when the estate is settled. I wish you. Well, that's interesting.
I wish you nothing, her. Did he have a discussion with her about it?
Yeah, I wish you nothing but the best in the years to come. Also, my best regards to Pat, Art, Ray, Joe, etc., and all the other fine folks at Playboy. Thanks again for everything, Hefner. You're a good boy. Kindest regards, Jack.
Wow.
It's August 13th, and when did he shoot himself, Andy?
It was that day.
It
was he bought the gun on the 12th. He dated it after because he shot himself. It says here on the 12th. Oh, no, I take it back. It was the 13th when he did it.
Okay.
He was at the Hefner party on the night before.
Right.
So then it says at the inquest, the coroner asked Dorothy about the letter Cole sent to her. She testified that in it, he explained why he had killed himself. The coroner was able to establish that Cole had never been under a doctor's care for any nervous condition, and then asked Dorothy if she knew of any reason he may have had for taking his life. Dorothy answered only, "We had had an argument before." When a juror asked if the letter would be entered as evidence, the coroner said, "The letter was a very personal letter. I read it myself. We just want to bring it out that far." After Cole's death, Dorothy did not maintain contact with Jack's family or friends. And she got remarried about a year later.
About a year later?
Yep.
Dang, that's
Wow,
great.
she didn't wait.
Ooh.
Yeah.
David T for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Greg Brooks, DC Comics artist at the time drawing the 1988 miniseries Crimson Avenger, pled guilty to first-degree murder of his girlfriend shortly after the miniseries ended.
Is that the hammer one?
Yeah,
Remember
he's the guy who beat her head in with a hammer.
Oh,
You know him? Oh, Graham, you weren't around in 88, right?
I was.
In comics?
Yeah, I started in 83.
Did you know this guy? Did you ever?
I knew of him. I knew him from the hallways. You know, other editors had talked about him. He would come in with his wife, and he'd get work because of her, because she was really sweet, and and she could charm the editors, and he would end up getting work because he really sucked. And yeah,
wow.
I can see why, because I wonder if this is his wife. I just Googled it, and let's see. As soon as I saw the cover to the book, one of the issues, I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." No, it doesn't say. Manslaughter. I love this. Brooks pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter in 1988 over the death of his girlfriend, after which his comic book career ended.
Really?
So it says on the old DC fandom site.
Seems
That's
unfair.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
Well, that's it. So he killed her, but then he pled guilty to manslaughter to get lesser sentence, and then they wouldn't have to go through all the trial and everything.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly
Wow.
right.
Crazy,
Wow.
man.
But that is just nuts. 43. I didn't realize Jack was only 43.
So no one's revealed the content of the letter he wrote to his wife of why he killed himself.
Not as of, when this was published. It did say that
Interesting.
one of his uncles on his dad's side had some mental issues and ended up killing himself.
Oh,
So, I mean, this is back in 58. So,
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know who Jack Cole is, he was one of the greatest cartoonists of the era. If just for Plastic Man. But his work at Playboy, his panel gags were unbelievably beautiful. Funny. Not like porno cartoons or anything like that. Oh, there's one. Yeah. Just very tasteful by today's standards. There was one that I loved because it was so whimsical. There was this old guy, like a middle-aged guy, like probably our age, right? And he's laying on a blanket with his wife, right? And there's this hottie in a bikini that's laying on a blanket next to him. And the old man's got his hand up like that, and the sun is casting his shadow over her rear end. And the old man is going like this, so the shadow is patting her on the rear end. He's got like this. He's got this smile on his face. I thought that's just masterful.
Yeah, well, back then, in the 50s, when Hefner started up Playboy, there wasn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't really do like nude photography. There was skimpy, suggestive stuff. It didn't get nudie until more into the 60s, right? And so
Marilyn Monroe was in Playboy #1.
Yeah, she was the first one, I thought.
Was she Oh, the one where
Yeah,
she's
sure.
in the red satin thing stretched out.
Yep.
Okay. Well, obviously not a reader of early Playboys or actually latter Playboys, but yeah, I remember the cartoons were all very sort of, it was like a gentleman's magazine, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the artwork, he hired only the best because he was a failed cartoonist. He wanted to be a cartoonist. In fact, he was in the army with High Eisman, who
Was he
taught
really?
Indy and I. Yeah. High used to tell us stories about, him knowing Hef and that, him telling him that he was going to start up this men's magazine.
Well,
I had no idea. Wow.
Little Annie Fanny, wasn't that a
that was Playboy.
Kurtzman thing? That was Playboy, right?
Yeah.
Frazetta did some of that stuff.
Bill Ward was another one who used to do cartoons of that ilk.
Well, let's not forget the great Leroy Neiman, how fantastic he was.
You want to see something crazy, though? So he was 43. This picture I'm about to show is when he was 41. He looks older than 41. Right there.
Oh, wait, let me put you.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but do you think he looks older than 41 right there?
Yeah.
He was 41 in that picture.
Wow.
That was taken by Hugh Hefner himself.
Mm.
And you know what? He could bench 135.
I bet he could.
Yeah, Billy.
Actually, looking at his arms, I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
That cold.
Okay, to make me feel.
Well, this is tasteful. So that's one of his Playboy cartoons.
Oh yeah. His use of color. It's just great. Just absolutely beautiful stuff.
I'm sure he was getting paid a lot better than his comic book rate, whatever that was back in the day.
Oh yeah,
sure.
He paid top rates. That was a get. To work for Playboy. Because like I said, Hefner was a failed cartoonist, and he really respected the art form. He hired only the best guys. So
yeah, all right. So we still have sort of a mystery about Jack Cole's why he killed himself. I guess is the mystery, right? Or at least a partial mystery. Well,
it just sounds like a mental illness where he lost control because things were going well as far as like achieving his childhood dream, and that's a hard thing to do, particularly back then. The competition was so hard. To get a syndicated strip. I mean, it took Kirby forever to get a syndicated strip, and his failed.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's hard
to
do.
Losers. Jeez. I said, what a bunch of losers. Couldn't even get a comic strip off the ground. God.
Now nobody wants one.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't pay.
Exactly.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh man.
Well, who wants to go next?
I got it.
Okay.
Let's take a look at a young Wally Wood while I give you guys a little information on old Wally.
Look at that stud.
Yeah.
He started
during the EC years?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
He started working as a letterer for Eisner and then eventually worked his way into doing his own stuff. And that kind of culminated at EC, which would have been around 1954. And he was born in 27. So that would have been 27 years. No. Yeah, he'd have been 27 years old when he was working at EC. And he was always very independent, wanted control of everything, right? And so he felt he was getting that for a while at EC. Now, here's the interesting thing. He launched Mad Magazine, right, with Kurtzman and the gang. And in 1964, he turned in a story that they rejected. Now, there's some speculation, depending on who you talk to, about whether or not it was a joke rejection or if they actually did reject the story. But either way, he got so pissed off that he called up Feldstein and quit, right? And that was a pretty good paying gig at EC, and so he was in 1964 and he had nothing going on. So you guys will get a kick out of this. Graham, you may know this already, but was it Vinnie Coletta had control of the Charlton characters or something? Is that who him? And
No, Charlton was still publishing.
Yeah, what do you mean control?
No, I mean, but he was working at, he had to start working at Charlton, inking like Coletta and some other, I could have swore it was Coletta. I'm trying to find it now. That was over there, but he was getting $10 a page doing this crap. And at EC 10 years earlier, like he was getting $50 a page and in doing finishes and inks.
Mm-hmm.
And so there he is 10 years later working for $10 a page and started drinking or drinking heavily, I guess I should say. And I guess his marriage was on the rocks for quite a period of time. Now, he finally got his crap together and got back in at Marvel in about 1965 to 69. And according to this, and this comes from Tomorrow's Publishing, I was going through their bio of him, so I assume it's probably fairly accurate, that he was sober for those 5 years and he was doing really good work. You know, they brought him in on Daredevil in 64, I guess it was, or no, in 65, because he started like in issue 10 or something, right, of Daredevil, where he took over that series. I think it was 9 or 10.
Was it? Okay. Doesn't matter.
Well, it might have, no, it was 7 because he redesigned his costume.
Yeah. It was actually 6.
But anyway, it was 1965. Daredevil premiered in 64, so he got back in with Marvel in 65 and was doing quite a bit of work for Marvel, which we're all fairly familiar with, and the Silver Age stuff that he did. And so he was actually sober, and I guess things were going well, except for his marriage, which that's not any small thing. No. And so in 69, he got divorced from his wife, and then he started hitting the booze hard again. And that's when he was just all over the place in terms of, you know, career stuff. And then he got into the 70s. He started having health problems with like his eye. He got to a point where he couldn't even see out of his left eye, I think it was, or something. Wow. He was having a really hard time drawing. But I want to put this, he hated the mainstream comic industry, right? So he would do like the independent stuff that he did, like Wit's End and Sally Forth and all this kind of stuff, right?
But he also had a blowout with Stan Lee too.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing they pointed out, that he basically ended up having problems with everybody he worked for. And they mentioned Stan Lee. They had the big blow up with Stan, and that's when he was, you know, out at Marvel there. Let me get this. So listen to this quote. And this is this would have been around 70, I think, or in the early 70s, I think this quote came from. Not got it. What did I just lost it.
Well, Grant can read the super chat.
Yeah, I'll read the $10 super chat. This topic's killing me, boys. I only know about Neil Adams dying from blood poisoning. Well, we've got some stories for you then, Paul.
Here it is. Okay. So he says, Wood says, I'm through with comics for the other people anyway. All I know is comic artists have been ripped off for so long they don't even know that they have rights. No medical care, no retirement benefits, no reprint money. I think everyone gets into this business because they love it, and somewhere along the line, when they've wised up, they find themselves trapped in it, too old to start a new career. Man, wow. Is there some truth in that?
Wow.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Wow.
So anyway, so as his health started failing, and then he in the later 70s, now let me backtrack. After he divorced his other wife and he started really having problems, started drinking heavy again, he started seeing a psychiatrist who then he ended up marrying, became his second wife, right? And she already had 3 kids or whatever. This only lasted till 78, and then they got divorced again. And in 1978, that's when he jumped into the hardcore porn stuff for like Screw Magazine and other places like that. And there's some conjecture that he was basically taking out they said a lot of his stories were very misogynistic, and he was kind of taking out his anger against his women in his life in these strips because they were very abusive to, you know, the female characters. The stuff he was drawing was, but he was getting paid, and they allowed him to keep the copyright of all of his stuff. So somebody put it, one of his friends put it, they said, yeah, it was unfortunate that he was drawing hardcore porn, but at least it paid his bills until the very end. So, but his health kept failing, like his kidneys were failing. I mean, he was like in bad shape. And in, I think, where is it here? He had a newsletter and he would put this stuff out to his fans. Like, this is like in one of his newsletters. He goes, the first thing I noticed was my left eye. Things began to vibrate. Then I couldn't see clearly enough to drive at night. By the time I went to an eye doctor, I couldn't read or draw. It was so bad I couldn't use my left eye at all. I had to put a piece of tape over the left lenses of my glasses. My left eye was still strong, but the image was so distorted I couldn't bring them together. The eye doctor took my blood pressure and put me right in the hospital. My blood pressure at that time was 210.
Oh,
let's see. He said the next thing, he goes, he had a small stroke. He said this was in January 1978. So this would have been probably like right after his second divorce. The next thing that happened was that I had a small stroke. I found I couldn't type with a manual typewriter anymore or play the guitar. And then I noticed that I was limping and then I fell down the first time. I've fallen 100 times at least in the past 2 years. And then I had another stroke. I've had at least 4 so far.
Wow.
that was 1978.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where was he living? Where was he living? Do you know?
I do not.
He moved. He was in Syracuse at one point because Randy Elliott was a assistant of his while he was there.
Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think he had a girlfriend there or something, but I think most of the time he was down. He was either in New Jersey or New York.
Well, here's the last thing he posted in the issue of the Wally Wood Gazette or something like that. He said, "Now I find that my kidneys are failing. A doctor in New Haven told me that they're only operating at about a 10% capacity, and that he'll need dialysis or a kidney transplant soon." And then the commentary is, this isn't him talking, but this is commentary. It says, in a final terrible irony, Wally Wood, the ultimate control freak, was unable to even to control his own body any longer. He was terrified of dialysis and hated the idea of being hooked up to a machine. Despondent and no longer able to draw, he refused to surrender to his final indignity. Though he had courageously struggled on it for years, Woody finally had enough. He was last seen alive on October 31st, 1981. So sometime between then and November 3rd, when his body was discovered, the artist took a 44. That's one way not to make a mistake.
That's right.
Pistol, that's a Dirty Harry gun from his collection, placed it to his right temple and squeezed the trigger. For a single final moment, Wally Wood was once again in control, and then he was gone.
Wow, that's sort of a poetic way to put it, but
yeah,
by the writer there. But yeah,
man,
it was
44.
It was a 44 Magnum he used.
That's what it says for a 44 caliber. So
yeah, that's a Magnum. There
you go. This is the Graham. We had talked about this before the show went on. There's that picture of him, probably 40s, late 40s, maybe sometime in the 70s. He's probably, a guy had been drinking and smoking for years. It's amazing how old these guys look.
I know, because he was 54, right? You said
54. Yeah, he was 7 years younger than me.
Younger than me.
Yeah,
2 years younger than me. Hey, Billy, so 44 to the side of the head. How much is that going to take off the top?
Well, he put it in his temple. I'm sure it came out the other side.
Oh, everything came out.
Huge. Out the other side.
Like at 22, 44.
Right.
No fucking joke. Wow.
Yeah.
He was a paratrooper, World War II paratrooper, but he missed the war, and he was part of the Army of Occupation of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see is like his knife up there. It's a K-bar type of bayonet. I don't know what else is up there, but and then there's a photo of him posing with the gun that he shot himself with too.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he used the 45.
That says here 44. But
Well, he apparently read the Jack Cole story and said, well, 22, scratch that off the list.
22's out.
Oh yeah, he's a gun
I'm
guy.
going to double that. I'm going to use a 44.
I'm going to double, double that.
All right, yeah.
what's
Screw
remarkable,
Jack Cole, I'm doubling that.
it's remarkable to think that a guy who started in the 50s, right, in the 70s, he was still in his 40s.
Yeah.
In the 70s,
Right.
and he was just, his career was just, he just melted down. Like Graham pointed out, he burned every freaking bridge he had in the industry, and was a raging alcoholic. But I found it remarkable that he was able to stay sober for like that 4-year period from 65 to 69 when he was working at Marvel. But then those women, he got divorced, and
I mean, look at his existence. I mean,
Yeah.
look. I mean,
Look at how miserable that is.
yeah.
In fact, I think that's a Snow White drawing behind his typewriter there. That we were.
Oh, yeah, it
talking
does look
about.
like one. To
yeah,
the
this is
left.
probably during his
From
porn
his
years.
porno years. Yeah. So like this is probably close to 1980.
Can you
And that
imagine?
other art looks like a Japanese porno art. Like there's Japanese art, woodblock prints of like porno, and that's what that looks like next to the Snow White print.
Yeah.
For me.
It does kind of, doesn't it?
It's like he doesn't even have like a bed frame. It's like a box spring and a mattress on top of each other, flat
That's
on
what
the
it
floor.
looks like, yeah.
And his phone doesn't even have a table to stand on. I mean, this guy is not. And the cigarette, the ubiquitous cigarette. You know how many of those he smoked a day?
Yeah, I got my Wally Wood cigarette with me right here as pay tribute.
Yeah,
But
well, it looks about the same.
yeah, I mean, what at this point in his life, you're living like this, you're drawing hardcore porn. It's just like, I just can't even imagine what,
Yeah.
and then you have failing health and you're all by yourself.
Yeah. And talk about one of the guys who started self-publishing, if that guy was, like so many of these guys, the Jack Kirbys, the Wally Woods, if they had that talent today and that drive, they would have the ability to get their work out and own their work. That wasn't, it really was very hard. When Gil Kane did, what was his thing with the Lee Marvin drawing?
God.
Oh, damn it. Savage.
Yeah. I think he got the idea from Woody, doing his stuff with Wits End and stuff. I'm not sure about the timeline here, but those two guys were trying to, own their material and self-publish. But how do you get it into, the candy stores and the newspaper? It's very, very difficult when the companies own those things. So you feel bad for them.
Gil, I told you, I said that story. I told you I got the story. Like if Gil called me, Gil Kane called me up one time in like 94 or 95. He's like, "Hello, Billy, this is Gil Kane." I'm like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "How are you?" He's like, I'm fine. Nice to meet you. He's like, "I have a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, How did you do this? How did you make your own comic? And how are you doing this? And I talked on the phone for like 2 hours. I'm like, I don't know. It was crazy.
Here's I found some more of that backstory that I couldn't remember. Here it is. So he was doing a book called Sky Masters, right? And that, was that a strip? That was a strip, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was over Jack Kirby.
Yeah. Okay, so that come to its end.
I have an original right there on the wall, by the way.
Kirby inked by Wood. Yeah. That's nice. Okay, here it is. Mad sent Woody a rejection slip on a comic strip lampoon, and it about killed him. Yes, the job was covered in liquid paper, but it was great compared to what Bob Clark produced. I think the guys at Mad were just kidding around, but it backfired. This is his friend talking. I stood rooted when Wally called Bill Gaines and quit. Poor Bill. He called many times to try and talk Woody back, but he wouldn't do it. Poor Wally. He threw out his biggest client. The whole affair was sad. There was no winners. And listen to this. With Sky Masters and Mad both gone, Wood had little choice but to return to the struggling comic book field even before, this is before Marvel. even before then, he had started picking up some comic book work from cartoonist Vinnie Coletta, who was packaging stories for Charlton, the industry's lowest paying publisher.
Oof.
So he says, so you can imagine where he was at in 62 and 63 when he was forced to do inks over Coletta for $10 a page.
Jeez.
He had a ton of stuff to do, but mostly Charlton war books.
And then you have Steve Ditko, who chose to go to Charlton. he loved Charlton because they gave him freedom, and that's all he ever wanted.
Yeah. He said turning Coletta's layouts into finished art for $10 a page was a major come down for Wood.
Wow. You got to think back then, like if he's making $10 a page inking, oh, gorgeous.
That's
cool.
Awesome.
Love it.
When did you get that, Graham?
Yeah, how long have you had that for?
Oh, I've had this for decades.
Do you know if Wood lettered those?
I don't know.
I bet he did.
I don't know.
Well, he said he started as a letterer for Eisner, and I bet he lettered.
Really
those.
nice lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the inks are just pristine on here. The ink is so black. Even the zipatone hasn't browned.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wally Wood was that guy.
Yeah.
He was a great finisher because he wasn't necessarily that dynamic, but man, he made everybody look better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Poor Wally.
That's crazy.
God bless him.
Icon sequential artist, thank you for that $5 super chat. Aaron should draw Wally Wood smoking as part of his smokers collection.
I guess I should, shouldn't I?
Dude, you could draw him smoking, and you could have the smoke coming out a hole in the side of his head.
Oh,
you know, too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Oh, what?
It's too soon for that.
So anyway, there's the sad life in a nutshell of Wally Wood.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Aaron, for bringing the show down.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, it was your idea to do this show. The Wally Wood story is like the funny story of everything else that's going on here. So
Wally Wood, like a lot of these guys, are cautionary tales.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that you need to know the history of this business so you can survive this business.
100%.
Well, and that quote I read, man, it's so true. And it's just as true today as it was, 50 years ago when he said it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Billy.
Oh. Down even more. Why not? Well, I was thinking of two of them. The one we talked about the dinner. The one we talked about at our meeting. But I have one I want to share. So let me just, which I think, and as someone whose family, who's a suicide in my family, I just think it's apropos to bring this up. That Aaron did. I don't know if it's too soon, but maybe. But I think it's something we have to address. I mean, if we're let's bring the whole damn room down.
Yeah.
But I'm sharing it now. Am I sharing it? Yeah.
Yeah, it just came up.
Yep. So let me move it over here so I can see it. There you go. There we go. The death of Ed Piskor. What a senseless tragedy. That shows, and it says right here that this is on the splintering. Kill shot, the social media murder of Ed Piskor, and 100%. Something so disturbing. Remember, we were streaming when he disappeared last. I think it was April of 2024. Yeah, here we go. Took his own life on April 1st. So you have March of 2024 when he had disappeared. Apparently, what had happened was Piskor was an independent comic creator. Took his own life on 1 April 2024 after he was publicly accused of sexual misconduct several days prior, right? So here's a guy. He had a show that was happening in his hometown. That it was widely covered before that. An art show of his work. He had the comics cartoonist kayfabe, the great YouTube channel. I thought. I know he wasn't a fan of ours or CG or Republicans in general. But I mean, you talk about people eating their own and just the attacks of what happened to this poor guy. Because really what it stemmed from was these included allegations that Piskor had sent inappropriate text messages to a 17-year-old girl, right? Which is not illegal in Piskor's home state of Pennsylvania, where the age of consent is 16. I'm not condoning that at all. as well as another claim of inappropriate behavior. Again, nothing appears to be illegal from another accuser via social media, which has since been deleted. If I recall, the person that did that, the second person, was in their 20s. And again, it was one of those relationships of sort that, they want something from him, that's the reason why they're attracted to him or whatever. But the worst part of this is these people that should have minded their own business, that had nothing to do with this, had nothing to do with Ed, had nothing to do with his life, and literally crucified this guy online. And this is, you got to think, 2024, this is like the high watermark of all this PC shit, this SJW stuff, this social media assassination. Because again, never apologize. It's never enough for them. Whatever you do, they're going to tell you that it's what is it? It's in what's the word when it's not authentic, but what's the word? It's
disingenuous,
inauthentic.
It's inauthentic, but there's another word for it.
Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, disingenuous.
Yeah.
They put him in a really terrible spot. Again, the embarrassment that happened to him, and then the news went to his home because of this sort of thing, because of this social media pileup, with the mob. And it's funny because one of his the quote that the author did this, Blake said, "No snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible."
Yeah.
That's a great quote.
Isn't it?
That is a good quote.
Sure. And this is just so infuriating because you have these people, and he called them out. He wrote his suicide letter that he went into the woods, took his own life, broke the hearts of his family. I'd met him once with Jim they always would table like right next to us at Baltimore Comic-Con. So I'd make a thing to go over and say hi, and he was always very cordial to me. Again, I don't get involved in any of these spats of social media garbage and all that. But, you've got these people, man, these fellow comic creators, right, that went after him. And again, you have Daryl Ayo Braithwaite, Ramon Villalobos, Cam de la Rosario,
Never heard of these
J.B.
people.
Rowe, Molly Wright. I don't know who these people are.
If you can't pronounce their name, they're guilty of something.
Yeah. Well, and Alex DeCampi, Alex DeCampi going after this guy. They have no business in this. This has nothing to do with them whatsoever. And to push someone, again, and we know that we're all creative, so we can get emotional. We can, we wear a heart on our sleeves. We take our work very, very personal. And our creativity, we lay ourselves, we lay our inner heart and soul out there for everyone to share with everyone else as cartoonists, as artists and stuff. And I just think that this is something that, here's a suicide note, and it's just, I'm sorry for being so stupid is the emotional distress that they put this person through, and I'm glad that he did call out his murderers that he said, he literally did, here's, thankfully her post, including the piece about me discussing Jim Rugg, super emotional, fuck Ed Piskor, all this stuff going on about him. If you remember, all that shit was happening. And they called his ass out. I mean, and they literally made a conscious effort to destroy this man's life. The Alex Campis, and the Ramon Villalobos, these disgusting little fucking subhuman pieces of shit.
And the tragic thing about this, or one of the tragic things about this, is that when you're a leftist and you have spent your whole time bad mouthing, conservatives like us, then when the leftists turn on you, you got no place to go.
You got nowhere.
Yeah. You got nowhere to go.
You've got, you really have nothing. You're 100% right. I mean, he is saying there were so many out there, they're waiting in the wings for something like this to emerge. Daryl Ayo Braithwaite called it a kill shot. Remember that? He did say, though, that's a kill shot right there. You all got your wish. You were waiting for something to blow out of proportion, and it got served to you on a silver platter. Do you guys remember that? Remember those days? They were just fucking waiting. They were trying to dig shit up on all of us. If you're a conservative, whatever, but we never, because we're normal fucking people. We didn't have, you know what I mean? Skeletons in our closet. Well, Aaron, but,
Yeah, well,
sorry. I apologize. Too soon, Aaron. But I'm glad that he called Ramon Villalobos, Alex Acampi, Molly Wright, you know, and he's like, yeah, congratulations, you got your pound of flesh, you know? And then he's because he's so wounded, you know, he's like, he calls out Evan Dorkin. I hope the skeletons from your closet are revealed someday, you know? Alex Acampo, may you continue to have zero success no matter how hard you continue to leverage other people's business from your bully pulpit, which is true. Is that person like Alex Acampi would go after people, you know, the whole Whisper Network. Because I had friends that were in that, and they would tell me these things that they were all talking about their little fucking groups and stuff. And if you remember the whole thing that happened with Richard C. Meyer, when I think you might have been in that group, Aaron. Someone else was talking; they were in it. It was a Facebook group when they said Richard C. Meyer was going to Baltimore Comic-Con, and that's when Mark Wade, you know, Richard's a war veteran, a combat veteran, you know, a Marine and an infantryman, you know what I mean? And here's fucking potato fucking Wade, you know, potato head Wade is going to say that, oh, you let me know when you see him. Fuck you, you know? So Richard
Meyer had the greatest description of Mark Wade. He said, if mayonnaise was a human, it would be Mark Wade.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to dry heave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so here he goes. I was murdered by internet bullies. Massive amounts of them. Some of you out there absolutely contributed to my death as you were entertaining yourself with gossip. 100%. I wasn't AI. I was a real human being. You chipped little bits of my self-esteem away all week until I was vaporized. Maybe I'll be able to haunt you dorks as a ghost. I come from gypsy heritage, and I'm definitely cursing the lot of you. It's just so sad and heartbreaking, this letter from this guy, that he says, this is the calmest I felt all week. It's over for me. I'm sorry for the hurt I'll cause my family and closest buds. I hope it makes people think twice when joining an internet feeding frenzy. There you have it. Controlled freak to the last. Peace out. And he says there's money in his wallet. Jake Sticky still tries to steal my shit. Eddie P. 1982. Look at that. So young. 1982.
Yeah.
2024. And these fuckers out there, you know, who you know, and we've talked about this, Graham, we've drank about this, and I brought this up before, but these guys who were too much of a fucking pussy, you know, to stand up for themselves when they were children, right? To stand up for themselves, have now never let go of that bully that picked on them when they were in 7th, 8th grade, right? That bully has moved on, become a productive member of society. These people still hold that hate. And now when they got their little bits of power, right? Now they become 1,000 times the bully as adults than those children were that picked on them, that all they had to do was fucking fight back. And I just find it, and it just infuriates me, and I apologize for bringing the show down, but, you know, no one deserves anything like that. And fuck you guys. So it's just, again, like I said,
not you guys.
Not you guys, not you bros, not you guys watching, but fuck those people that murdered that man and got away with it. And, you know, you're insignificant and they're miserable in their lives, so they can go fuck themselves. And, man, I hope one of you come up to me just to want to talk to me about this shit. You cowardly pieces of shits. And just what a shame. 1 week is, comic book in cahoots. 1 week is all it took to destroy this person's life. Like I said, it's just so infuriating, and they're just disgusting loser fucking people. Again, mind your own fucking business. And thank God that things happened in November of 2024, because who the hell knows what would have happened if that election was lost.
It should be harder to get access to the internet than it is to buy a gun, because these people, you know, creating the internet just for a bunch of people that have no value or voice in the world so they can get on and do this to other people. You know what I mean? It's just like,
it's like their job too. It's like they don't work for a living like the rest of us. So they're there digging up stuff, researching all day long, clipping video. We've all been through this. We've all been attacked.
But we had someplace to go. We had a support group to go to get through it, you know?
True.
What about the people that said, "Yeah, I went through and I found receipts from 2015 when you said that"?
Right.
Oh, I
Who
know.
has got time to go into? Are you out of your
I
mind?
wouldn't even know how to do that.
It's easy. You could figure it out. You're a quick study. But anyway,
You're a quick
Time,
study.
too.
Yeah, so they spend all their time in their mom's basement on the computer looking up for something that they can moralize against somebody else to make themselves feel better with their wretched freaking lives. And it's pathetic. It's unbelievably pathetic that this is what's gone on in this industry. And it's not just this industry, it's film, it's anything that has to do with the arts. It's just, God, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I'm mad like Billy because this stuff does piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you picked the subject, Graham. But
I
I think
did.
it's something that has to be said, and it's got to be said out there.
And it's been said now.
Fuck you guys. Not you guys.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Billy's rant tonight? That's gonna be the show.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a lot of ranting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that. You know,
like temples.
That's right.
When we get our subscription service up,
Dude, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I'm gonna bench 135 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, who's got money? Who's got money?
Yeah. I'll go steal some of those kettlebells.
There you go.
The gym.
Thank you,
right.
Critical Thinking, for that 5 sterling pounds.
Thank
Well
you.
said, guys. Well said.
All
right, well,
stealing.
I'm going to talk about a guy which probably nobody knows.
On a lighter note,
Well, spoiler alert, he does die. But his name is Alan Chrisman. You probably don't know the name, but he was an early artist for DC Comics back in the 30s. And he's the co-creator of the Wesley Dodds Sandman. And he also took over from what's his name? Scorchy Smith, Noel Sickles.
No Sickles.
Yeah, he's the guy who took over Scorchy Smith from Noel Sickles. And he sort of fell in love with aviation because of working on that strip. And he joined the U.S. Navy in 1938 as a pilot. And he was still doing work for DC at the time. He was sending stuff in. He was assigned to an aircraft carrier, and he flew an SB-2U Vindicator aircraft.
Oh.
And that's when he co-created Sandman. And, he didn't want people to know that he was working in comics at the time because he was doing a strip, which, as we talked about before, strips that was the A-list, the A-team, working in comic books was B-team. So he used pseudonyms like Larry Dean for his comic book work. Beginning in 1939, Chrisman was part of the Navy's Neutrality Patrol. Those were operations to help protect the British shipping from German attacks in the Atlantic. In 1941, he was recruited to join the American Volunteer Group, also known as the AVG, and better well known as the Flying Tigers. He conceived conceived prior to America's entry into the war, this group was a covert effort by the United States government to help China fight the Japanese military. U.S. military pilots were allowed to resign their commissions and join the unofficial military group. This was under General Claire Chennault, which would be stationed in Burma and would fight the Japanese to keep the Burmese supply routes to China open. The American Volunteer Group became popularly known as, of course, the Flying Tigers. Now, in Burma, Chrisman put his art skills to good use. He created the nose art on a lot of the flying squadron planes.
Oh, yeah. He had to paint those, the tiger shark mouths and the Hell's Angels and the pandas, whatever. Then there was the pandas, Adam and Eve or something. There was 2 of them. Yeah.
His squadron was the panda bears.
Oh, wow.
And he's the guy who did those drawings.
Can you go large on my screen real quick so I can show something?
Well, let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Jeez, Billy.
He does the show one week and he thinks he runs it.
I know.
I apologize. I apologize all.
Freaking Long Islanders.
Chrisman never got to paint the nose on his own plane because in 1942 the Japanese attacked Rangoon, and on January 23rd, Chrisman flew in defense of the city. Chrisman's plane was shot and its engines failed. He parachuted out of the plane, but as he descended to the ground, he was strafed and killed by a Japanese pilot.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, geez. What a way to go. Oh.
Yeah. He got out of the plane and, you know, that was it, you know.
Talk about defenseless, man.
Yeah,
Good
how
Lord.
dishonorable.
Yeah. Oh, definitely dishonorable. So here's some of his nose art.
Oh, wow.
That is extraordinary. Look at that.
Tex Hill, he was a famous
Yeah.
flyer. Yeah.
That's cool.
Here's his Vindicator.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And here's some of his artwork on the Sandman.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's really good for Golden Age back then.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
solid
yeah.
looking figures, good backgrounds. I mean, you can tell, you know,
The lighting.
he had that Sickles feel.
Yeah. He definitely knew what he was doing.
Good.
Yeah. He was only 26, I
Oh.
think, when he went in.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. How old was he when he died? He died at 26.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, he was 26 years old.
Damn.
Here he is in front of the P-40.
Yeah, those P-40Bs are some of the most beautiful planes ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got a little crazy when the bigger engine, the bigger oil cooler, made the nose, the bottom of the nose bigger. But it was perfect for that tiger shark image.
You know where they were made?
I do. Where were they made, Graham?
Buffalo, New York.
Curtis.
Oh.
So can I show something real quick? Can you make me large for a second?
No.
It's good. You're gonna like it, guys. You're gonna like it.
Is that one of his strips right there with the plane and stuff?
Yeah, that's a Scorchy Smith strip.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous. Even at the small size, I'm looking at it.
See that painting right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
That is called By Dawn's Early Light. It's signed by about 20 flying tigers. And it shows this is the attack on Rangoon. This is the battle right here. And this is the Adam and Eve's, though. This is the Adam and Eve's plane. It says the AG. Oh, I'm sorry, Chiang Mai. On March 24th, 1942, small group of blah, 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 blah. They attack on Chiang Mai, Thailand. Shown as the 1st Vice Squadron, Richard Charles Bond. But I think I have, who did you mention? Tex Hill. I got Tex Hill signatures right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. So
Oh, cool.
Robert Shaw did that. I mean, sorry, John Shaw painted it. So
To Entity, talking about Pappy Boyington, she says it was the inverted gull-wing Corsair. Yes, when he was in the Marine Corps in the Pacific, that's what he flew. But he was a flying tiger.
yeah.
That was Baba Black Sheep, right? With Robert Conrad in the 70s, that television show.
Yeah, with the tight flight suit. Built for a trial.
Robert Conrad's tight flight suit.
Remember that? Yeah, the tight flight suit.
Chicks dug in.
The camel toe. Can you get
Chicks
me
dig
on
in.
the screen? I'm on this. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting to show that because I love that story.
It's cool.
I never knew.
Yeah.
I can't believe he was only 26.
26-year-old American patriot, you know, had died fighting for the freedom of the Chinese.
Yeah. What's that page, Graham?
And look what they're doing to us now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
China.
So,
What's
there
that
you go.
page right there? That looks like his
Yeah, that's
indicator.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
And this was prior to him getting in the war?
yes, this is
So he was in his early 20s doing this?
yeah.
Right?
Jeez. Yeah.
Is there a date on that? Let's see the date.
It's
Because that's
too
definitely
small.
pre-war. This is
I
pre-war.
think it says 1938.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get that up a little bit.
Look
He
at that.
died in 41, did you say, Graham?
42.
42.
So then this was
That
Judas. He was like 20 years old if this is 1938.
yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
And taking over for Noel Sickles.
Yeah.
Christmas. Talking
Yeah.
about talent. Are you
Dude
kidding?
had talent, yeah. And nobody knows the guy, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, the Japanese were brutal. They talk about, and nothing against, the atrocities of the German soul, especially the SS and stuff, but man, nothing really compared to the Japanese or the Soviets. What they did,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they literally raped their way through even the countries the Soviets were liberating, they were raping all the women and stuff. Fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Marines in the Pacific would come across guys, their guys, tied to trees with their genitals cut off and stuck in their mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, there was no love lost over there in the Pacific,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And they
that's
were,
brutal. Yep.
I
yeah.
guess you wouldn't want to get captured, huh? By the
Fuck no.
Oh, yeah. There was no Geneva Convention with them.
oh man. You
So,
wonder how people could be that freaking savage, but yeah,
Right.
crazy.
yeah. So there we go, guys.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So, football's starting soon, huh?
Hey, wait. What about Manley? Joe Manley? Is that his name?
Manili.
Manili?
Yeah.
Joe Manili. Mention him because that's
Okay. Yeah,
That's
in the late 1950s, when it was still Atlas Comics, Joe Manili was Stan's go-to artist. You know, he'd do the Black Knight, Western comics. You know, whatever they were doing at the time. I'm not sure if Manili did any monster things or not.
He was
from
good
there.
though.
But
He
he's
was good,
very,
yeah.
very good, very, very good. And he was coming home from a bender one night, and he fell into the subway track and got killed. You know, run over by a train. And Stan was on the cusp of starting the Marvel universe at that point, and this was going to be his go-to guy. And Joe's death is what opened up the door for Jack Kirby to become the guy. Now, Jack may have become the guy anyway, because he was so creative, and I don't know about the creative abilities of Manili, whether that would translate the same way that Jack did, but it's one of those things in life that, right place, right time, so yeah.
He was 32.
He was only 32. Yeah.
Was he on the train or was he just on the tracks and he just fell over when the train was coming?
He was in a subway, so he's on the platform and went down.
Here's 13 covers by Joe Manili. So there's Black Knight.
Yeah.
I've seen that one before.
He did a lot of really great, sense of depth type thing. Like instead of making blacks in the background, he'd hatch them so that, or use line work, to make like those knights in the background look, he was really good.
I actually like this cover.
Yeah, that's nice.
Great design too.
Just the flat black basically on the sailor and stuff. Really, really nice graphic shape that pops him out.
Yeah.
Dude, he broke that guy's neck in the forehead.
I know. Look at that dude's neck.
Don't mess with the Navy. Is Rusty still in the Navy?
There's some kind of monster.
So I guess he did some monster stuff, huh?
Yeah. Lovers magazine.
Did he paint that? Is that a paint of his painting?
No, it looks like it's inked with. I mean, I don't know.
Coloring job though.
It looks like he had some Basil Wolverton influence on those monsters, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Lovers.
Scandals in Scarsdale.
Yes, sir. Meow.
Good times. Look at that cartoony stuff.
Hey, that's like Mad Magazine, right? They're ripping off Mad there.
Yeah.
That's wild. What year is that?
This is
oh my gosh, look at the
54.
54.
Yeah, that'd have been right about the same time as they were doing Mad. They obviously were ripping it off, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the cover. I'm looking for this book. It's so expensive. It's so
really.
Yep.
And I meant not because it's expensive, but because you want it. Why?
Because I love the inappropriateness of the Yellow Claw, or what has become inappropriate.
Right.
Because he was like he was my favorite Captain America villain in the the 60s and 70s. And I think that's a well-drawn cover.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
Nice
it's
color too.
Dude, look at the slant on the Yellow Claw's eyes. Oh my god.
hey,
Oh,
man.
fluffy, too.
But this book is freaking
Lord.
expensive, and it is hard to find.
Wow. Oh, look at that gruesome one.
Oh, well.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the Atlas comics. So here's on the night of his death, past midnight of what was early Sunday morning, June 7th, 1958, Meneely had dined hours earlier with fellow laid-off Atlas colleagues. So they're already laying people off, including George Ward and John Severin.
Oh wow.
In Manhattan. He did
Ooh.
not have his glasses with him and was killed when he accidentally fell between the cars of a moving commuter train on his way home to New Jersey.
Oh.
Stan Goldberg, who was also at Atlas, and Stan Goldberg was a colorist and went on to do Archie comics, but he was the Marvel's colorist who designed all the colors for all the early Marvel superheroes. Joe told me that he'd been in the city the week before and lost his glasses. He didn't even know how he'd gotten home that day. So this day came and he went out drinking and went out to get some air between the trains, and he fell off the train. When they found him, he was still clutching his portfolio. I remember production staffer Danny Crespi calling me on Saturday morning to break the news. The family had a rough time after he died. The Menelys had daughters and a lot of bills. They had just bought a big house too and didn't have any money put away. Oh man.
Oh my god.
And working freelance, right? He you know,
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I love about that. Well, okay, not that he died or anything like that, but the fact this is such an artist thing. His dead body is still clutching his portfolio.
Right?
I mean, is that like so true?
Yeah. Marvel editor-in-chief Stanley opined in the early 2000s that had Manili lived, he would have been another Jack Kirby. He would have been the best you could imagine.
Damn.
Well, that's a little hyperbole, but it's still,
Well, that's Stan. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Stan being Stan. But that, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure
guy
he
could
would-
draw, but could he create
right?
like Kirby?
That's the thing, right? But
That's the thing.
they could have, even if he wasn't, they could have used him on their books, you know, to
Oh
once
yeah.
Kirby
Hey, we
created
were
stuff.
talking about his Hulk today compared to
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, or
to-
Iron Man maybe, or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the world works, right? Just imagine, you know, you ever think about how things would be different if he had lived, you know,
Yeah.
or if Bert, you know,
Yeah.
or Chrisman, you know, had survived. What would the whole world be like, you know?
Well,
Like,
Manili really interests me because if he hadn't died and Stan, got the green light to create a super team, to compete with the Justice League, would they have come up with the Fantastic Four? And if they did, would it be anything like it was? And would it be successful?
Right.
Well, those are the questions that, like, those would let you know how much Stan really was involved in creating this stuff and how much he wasn't involved. You know, if you put him with somebody like a different artist to see what they would have come up with. It's a very interesting kind of thought.
Well, but it's that combination. You can put sugar in flour and make a cake, but if you use salt, it's still a cake, but it's not as good a cake.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah. I'm not trying to say that Stan didn't contribute, but
You're one of those Stan haters?
No. What I'm saying,
wow. God,
it
Aaron.
would put an end to the controversy because then we would know, right?
Oh, we already know. We already know.
No wonder nobody wants to sit
They
next to you.
both
and stand here.
contributed greatly to each other.
What if you're in an episode of Quantum Leap, you go back and you save Joe Meneely. He's about ready to fall and you grab him and pull him in.
Right.
Then we watch and see how it all plays out. That would be interesting.
I can think of, but you have to put somebody else in there. So who from the industry do you push into the train?
Oh, somebody from the industry. I was just saying, just push the bystander next to Joe. Sorry, buddy.
No, you put Vinnie Coletta.
Oh, damn.
Well, Vinnie Coletta did ruin a lot of comics.
Yeah, he did.
But then, Aaron, you'd have the mob after you.
Oh, well, that's true.
Well, then the story that's even better. Look at that. Then you Then you trade, Sam Giancoma or whoever was murdered. Like, listen, Sam's gonna get shot on so and so date.
What if
I'll give you
what if
Marco Marx?
What if Manili and Vinnie Coletta were riding that train together and Manili falls, but as he's falling, he grabs for Vinnie Coletta and Coletta's like grabs it, but then Coletta falls to his death and Manili is able to hang on because Vinnie sort of saved him.
Right. And he's holding Vinny's arm up.
Does the mob still come after Manili, or do they go, hey, Vinny tried to save him and, one of our.
Well, now, here's also a thing.
Wait a sec. Is this true, Aaron? I heard Aaron say Stan Lee was no better than Bob Kane. Aaron.
I don't think I ever said that. I never said that.
Are you disavowing?
I'm not a Bob Kane fan, but no, I like Stan.
Are you disavowing?
I'm disavowing that statement.
Okay.
I don't find any.
Fair
That's
enough.
one of those. See, that's what happens on the internet. Stuff like that.
Well,
that's how rumors get started.
Exactly.
For future reference, guys, you can survive if you fall in the New York City subway onto the tracks. If you can't get off the tracks, go underneath the platform. There's like a 3-4 foot gap. They told us this like at college at FIT when I first at fabric school. Like, and if you got subways here, we're all like, and you fall, you crawl under that, and the train will not hit you.
And then the rats eat you alive while you're
alive, or you might step on the third rail.
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't the third rail on the inside?
No, the third rail's the third rail's on the inside of the tracks. The platform's on the outside of it. So the third rail's like you would literally crawl under where you would stand aboard the train.
Right.
So they got it on the other side.
So you just don't want to touch the third rail when you're crawling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you're a very dramatic person and you want to make it look cool, and you stumble onto the tracks, you might flip back and then grab the third rail.
Yeah, but think about the entrance you could make. As the train goes by and the old newspapers are spinning behind it and everything. Everybody thinks you're dead, and you stand up and you go, ha ha! And then
you see a rat, it scares you, and you
step on the third rail.
Oh my
god! Oh man!
I tell you what, you make an entrance into the pearly gates. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Oh my god!
Good Lord,
man,
that is funny.
Bro's getting dark. Bro's going dark.
I love it.
Dark. I love
That's
it.
Next week.
Was there any other, like, the one other person I wanted someone to talk about was who died in the Corvette crash?
Oh, Alex Raymond.
Yeah, go over that, Andy. Give us the details of it again.
So I don't know, and I have the book too, but I read that a while ago. But I'm sure Marcus will correct us or correct me. Alex Raymond was, I think it was. See, I heard it was his vet, and he let Stan drive it.
That was what I heard.
Stan who?
Stan Drake.
Okay.
And Stan lost control, going too fast, and crashed it. And Alex went flying out of it, and that's how he died. That's what I thought it was.
Now, Stan Drake lived though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here, I'll go. I have this computer in front of me.
Yeah. If only
I heard Alex Raymond was driving Jane Mansfield.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, stop it.
I'm sorry.
Jeez, Alex Raymond. Let's go around and guess. How old was Alex Raymond when he died? Graham?
I'm going to say 42.
Aaron?
46.
Billy?
I would say 44.
46.
Oh.
He died a month before his 47th birthday. So let's see if I can.
He was a Marine in World War II.
No
find
shit.
out the
Really?
details. Let's see.
And you know who his grandkids are?
No.
Matt Dillon and what's the other Dillon brother? Kevin
Are
Dillon.
you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Those are Alex Raymond's.
Yeah, I saw Matt Dillon on I think it was Mike Douglas one time during the 80s. And Mike Douglas says, so I understand that your grandfather was a famous cartoonist. He goes, yeah, he was he's got he's got that New York accent. He's like, yeah, it was Alex Raymond, the guy who did Flash Gordon.
Okay, did
Yeah, so here we go. Here we go. On September 6, 1956, a month before his 47th birthday, Raymond was killed in an automobile accident in Westport, Connecticut. He was driving fellow cartoonist Stan Drake's 1956 Corvette.
So it was Drake's
So he was
Corvette.
driving, but it was Drake's Corvette.
It was Drake's Corvette, and he was driving at twice the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit when he hit a tree and was killed. So there you go.
So he was in a winding road, probably going
So
50 miles an hour, and lost
it was a convertible with its top down. When the rain started to fall, he decided to reach his destination quicker rather than stop the vehicle, put the top back up. The car crashed and Drake was thrown clear, but Raymond, who was wearing his seatbelt to no avail, died instantly. So Drake didn't have a seatbelt on. Alex is Mr. Seatbelt Conscious, and he's the one that dies.
Well, yeah, the guy
He hit the tree right in front of the driver.
Yeah.
What's his name's accident? James Dean's accident. His passenger, his buddy, the race car driver, he didn't have a seatbelt on. He was ejected and he survived the crash.
So this is a neat little tidbit. Speculation surrounded the nature of his death. Drake and some others believe that Raymond was suicidal. Raymond had been involved in 4 automobile accidents in the month prior to his death.
Oh, geez.
4. That's like,
You let him drive your Corvette?
Does Stan Drake know this?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
This guy.
He goes, this led Drake to say that Raymond had been trying to kill himself.
And
So
take
let him
him
drive
with
his
him.
Vet.
Wow. Dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It says that, okay, so that dude, Arlen Schumer, alleges that Raymond had been having affairs and that his wife was refusing to grant him a divorce. R.C. Harvey dismissed this motivation, quoting, committing suicide strikes me as an odd way for a man of Raymond's sophistication to react to his disappointment in romance.
Yeah.
Harvey also noted that no
Yeah,
mention of
take
any
out-
alleged affairs
Alright.
appears in the biography.
But
In
if
Raymond's
if
biography.
he was having affairs and his wife wouldn't divorce him, isn't that like what guys who have affairs want? Or did he fall in love with this woman that he was one of his putanas or whatever she was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And then,
Kind of what you want, like when you're having a divorce. I mean, when you're guys who cheat,
Well, yeah.
have
If you're,
your wife
a
on
dude,
the side. And,
if you're a dude that's having multiple affairs, I don't think your wife finding out would be cause for you to commit suicide.
yeah, exactly.
And why take a buddy with you?
well, so Stan Drake has also been quoted as speculating that Raymond hit the accelerator by mistake.
Hmm.
So
Well, lots of
apparently.
mistakes were made.
yeah.
A lot of mistakes.
Yeah, there's another sad let's see if it's here. If I could share another while we're at it, if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
Are we done with that story? So I could share?
Yeah.
If you guys
All we know
knew,
about Alex.
let me share it. Hang on.
Except Alex Raymond was one heck of an artist, though.
Oh my God, so good.
Well, every one of these people we've been talking about were
That's
really
true. Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
The eccentricities of being an artist, commercial artist, cartoonist.
Oh
This is
yeah.
why we're still alive.
Yeah.
We're not
Maybe
that
we,
good.
that's the indication that we actually suck and we just don't realize.
You're really, really
we're
great.
alive.
You gotta get killed.
Yep.
Remember Norman? If you guys knew Norman Lee,
Yeah, I met him a
met
few
him a few
times.
times. Yeah, me too. Really nice guy. He went snorkeling with his wife. It says Norman Lee, an artist for DC and Marvel Comics, went missing while snorkeling with his wife off the eastern coast of Grand Cayman. Is that where you were, Aaron?
Yes, I was. That is
And-
exactly
and-
where. That's where we were on our honeymoon.
Does it get rough over there?
I mean, it can, yeah.
The ocean.
Well,
yeah.
And
Helen-
well, I
got-
think the thing over there too is that's really deceiving. It is like the water's crystal clear,
Mhm.
you know. So you just automatically think when you're in. I don't know how far out he was, but you know, we were out where we got in the water. It was like 4.5 feet deep, so it wasn't that deep. But I mean, it was crystal freaking clear.
Oh yeah.
And even when the boat went out further, it was still just so clear. So it's just deceiving because you're like, Well, this isn't like off of Florida where it's dirt brown and you can't see anything. You know?
Yeah. Well, he went missing. If you guys remember this story, not too long ago, right? When was this?
A couple of years ago.
10 years ago. Holy.
It's been a long time.
Wow, I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah. So he was known for his work on the Wolverine Annual, Supergirl, but then the FBI was called into the investigation. If you guys remember that. If I find it, let's get rid of that.
I heard about it, but I don't know any details.
Yeah, let me.
But wait a minute, I want to read more about that hair growth supplement there.
Oh, is that what that was? Hair growth supplement?
Yeah,
I can go back
yeah.
and share it. Hang on. Let's see, Aaron. Let's find it. For you.
Just stop it. Stop it.
Okay. Norman Lee. So then there was an FBI investigation. Let's see. FBI missing. FBI was 10 grand for missing cartoonists, for missing comic artists. So there was information on it. So there was some kind of thoughts of some foul play, maybe, but apparently, but he was never his body was never recovered.
No.
And he was a nice guy.
Norman.
He was. Just
That's on Dale Keown page.
There is some rumors that Robert Wagner was on the boat with him too. So
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
oh my God. That's right.
you just know.
Well, for that joke, if you ever go missing like that, you can guarantee your reward's not even going to crack half of that now. So people are going to be like, we should put a reward out. Yeah, but he said a bad joke about, make it like $2.
Yeah.
And but those were Dale Keown pages on his desk in that photo.
So
Oh,
he
really?
Dale on Pitt?
He ain't Dale on an issue of Avengers that Dale did.
Wow, wait a minute. What issue of Avengers did Dale do?
Oh my God. Am I going to have to go through my spin rack right now and find it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I don't remember this and I need to get it. I've got
Dale was never in the Cayman Islands, was he?
Yeah, he really didn't. Yeah, that's if you really hate your anchor. I don't think so.
Yeah. I could you want to share it, Graham, again? You could see the image, the page while we're talking about it.
It's not
It's
up.
like, whatever happened to if Matt Ryan ever goes missing, we'll know why.
Hey, I love Matt Ryan.
You're gross.
I would jump in to save Matt Ryan.
Wow.
That's gay.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's super gay, dude.
Hey, when you've got a good anchor there, that's gold, baby.
That's gold.
So yeah, God bless you, buddy. Salute.
Yep.
R.I.P. Sucks. So apparently he was swept out to sea.
Yeah.
It says it's Avengers 26, an issue written by Jason Aaron.
Yeah. What's the guy's name
There
from?
it
What's the Superman type they have? Hyperion. I think it's Hyperion that's in it.
That was a big gig for Dale. Dale was working from 2018 to 2023 for the Avengers. Wait a minute.
Nah, he only did that one issue.
Avengers was that title. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Watched Captain America: The First Avenger the other night up in Erie, Penn, and
You've seen it, right?
yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah, it still holds up great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Well, the interesting thing about Steve Rogers was he was a comic book artist as well, and disappeared. Thought he was dead for 50 years, then he came back. So
That's true.
wait a minute, maybe that was Burt Chrisman that was shot down
you might be onto something, Graham. I think we were in.
and
This is
got
like
frozen.
all we need is Leonard Nimoy to be narrating this right now. It's like
Right.
unsolved
In
mysteries.
Search Of.
In search of, yeah.
Those were great shows. Remember?
Yep.
In Search Of, and then after that would be The World at War. Would be on. Remember The World at War, and then
Oh
that's
yeah, World at
Hollywood.
War and Victory at Sea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you
With it-
guys
with
remember
the two
That's
shows.
Hollywood?
I used to watch with my dad.
I loved In Search Of.
Oh man, In Search Of was great.
Yeah.
I got
Bigfoot,
the-
Loch
they have
Ness
a box
Monster.
set of it. You can buy the whole series on a box set.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
but
it.
the problem with In Search Of is they never. It was like they never found anything.
No,
always
they never did.
It's like I hate that show on what is it, A&E or whatever, Finding Bigfoot. It's like they never find Bigfoot. That's
No.
like the most misleading.
No, but you're there every time.
Well, I was until I
What
got
is
sick of.
by the way, what is the thing with Bigfoot all of a sudden that you're seeing like stickers on cars,
Yeah, you're
mugs?
right.
It's like this whole Bigfoot thing is taking over.
I take some credit, Graham, for really pushing it the last 2 years on my show on Sundays.
Dude,
So-
you should make a Canoe
Yeah.
silhouette image like that Bigfoot one.
Yeah, you should.
Hmm.
Oh. Okay, so this was
Did you ever?
shooting from Dale's pencils?
No, this was inked by Norman.
Yeah, the guy. Okay. Let's see a page inked by Norman.
That's a page was
Make it
on his
big,
table.
Graham.
Yeah, that page was
right
on his
there
table.
was on his table.
Oh, look at that. Huh. I did not know he did this issue. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's basically a Superman story. Dale. It's like, what would Dale be like drawing Superman? Well,
I
by
think
this
that's
issue,
no,
you'll know.
different one. So.
Hmm.
Wow.
So, yeah, see, Superman. Look, he's up in space.
And so Dale just like, hey, do a fill in. That's really bizarre, man.
I guess. It's funny. There's this dude in here. Hold on, that's a Dale thing right there. The robotic type dude, or not robotic, but the armor and stuff.
Hmm.
This is like under detailed for Dale.
Yeah. What year is this, Andy?
Let me see here. This was
2020.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out. It's issue 34.1 and 2014, so 11 years ago.
10, yeah. Look at this. Chris Thacker says, bros, there's a creator doing plastic Slurpee cups with his characters on them. Would be awesome if you did that.
Yeah.
That would be
You know,
So,
it's amazing. You
Hey,
can
Chris.
get just about anything anymore done with your stuff on it.
Well,
There you
as long
go.
as you guys can buy them.
Yeah, exactly. We'll make them.
Yeah.
Buy 'em.
We're happy to make them if everybody will buy them.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the key.
takes more than one person to support the project.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, you can take me off.
Nope, you're up there all night, Andy.
What's that? Oh. So there you go, Aaron. Burn that cover into your brain.
I got it. Sharp as a
Avenger
tack, baby.
34.1 from
An elephant never
2014.
forgets.
All right,
And our
guys.
buddy
we're coming
Jason
on,
Keith colored it. So
hour and
Okay.
42 minutes now. We're gonna wrap
good to
things
me.
up here. Let me just say that Sunshine State was supposed to close and not go in demand, but I messed up something and it went into demand. So I'm leaving it up until I finish getting all the files together for Escape from Monster Island. And once those get off to the printer, then I'll be gathering up these files and sending them to printer immediately after that, and it'll be printed. So it's your last opportunity. I said that last time, but this time I really mean it.
You
It's your
really
last
do.
opportunity.
Don't mess around. This is it.
This is it, right? We're $25 away from $23,000 on the little book that could.
don't get it.
It's a very simple campaign. You know, the everything package gets you the book, which is 8.5 by 11, 120 pages, full color, signed by me with a drawing of your favorite Sunshine State character in there. You just tell me which one, and you can do that when you purchase it. There's the drink cup coasters set, and then of course the latest Compass Comics challenge coin, which is only going to be offered here. So if you're going to try and get all the challenge coins, you're going to need to get it here, because this is a small campaign. There's not going to be leftovers.
It's a simple campaign for sophisticated people, Graham.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
Aaron.
Well said.
Or you could just get a signed book because they're all signed, or just the signed book with a remark.
Those are
So
always fun.
this is the one I recommend because you get everything and you won't miss out on anything. So you can read about the cast of characters here. We have some sample strips so you can get a feel for the little adventures and stories that I take them on. I'm a character in some of these too.
Oh, so if a person wants
I
their
love these.
favorite
I love
character drawn, it could be you.
Nope, it can't.
Oh,
No
There's only so
self-portrait.
many SKUs you can list. And well, speaking of Monster Island, the boys make a little appearance to Monster Island here. So
Looks great, bro. Looks
thank
great.
you. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, a very personal project of mine that I've been doing for years. And I hope you guys will check it out while you still can. This coaster set's great. You know,
Yeah,
the
dude.
boys love to drink. I know you guys do too, and you're going to need some coasters to save your furniture.
That is one of the best looking challenge coins I've ever seen.
That's great.
that's nice.
I love that. We're gonna have to talk to you about how you did that with the colors and all. I mean, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, they do a good job. They've done all my challenge coins, and they do a great job. So there it is, my friends. Thank
Beautiful.
you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week is going to be Aaron's show, and we're going to do our later night.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night special. So
What are we looking at? 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock as well.
Love it. 10 o'clock, man.
10 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern.
7
Right.
Pacific.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
We're
and if
going
it's late
dark,
night.
man.
Maybe we'll talk about something spooky. Maybe maybe like horror comics or something. I don't know.
Ooh,
To
yeah.
usher in the fall, Ron?
Well, it's almost fall.
Right. Well, next week it will be. I mean, Labor Day be over, so I
Yeah,
think
so,
it's
you know.
perfect.
Yeah. Unofficial fall.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got to do something. If it's a special late night show, we've got to do
Yeah.
something special. So
Yeah, we're coming up to 31 Days of Monsters too. And I'm
that's
getting
right. It's gonna be
excited.
a prelude to Graham's 31 Days of Monsters. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
I already
I'm gonna
got my
bring back
list
a
halfway
century-
made up.
And Graham, I'm going to bring back a Century of Horror, but I'd love to do a Century of Horror comics special edition. Invite you guys to do. We could talk some horror books and stuff that were in the past century as well.
that
Lots
sounds
of
like
interesting
fun.
stuff going on in the bros.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
All right, my friends. I hope everybody has a great night. You'll see Aaron and I tomorrow. Aaron on his graybeards, and then again he'll be appearing, of course, on the landing party. And what are we talking? Oh, For the World is Hollow, and I've touched the sky.
Touch the sky.
The episode that we'll be talking
Watched
about.
it last night. I won't give anything away. You'll have to
All
wait
right.
to see tomorrow. My feelings on that.
No spoilers.
May the Fabrini be with you. And so you guys have a great one, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.